every time I do a warning, spreading awareness video, and then I'll title it something like, alright, this could be the last warning video I make. I hate to make them because it feels like it's a bit fear-mongering, but I remind myself the kind of awareness videos that I make, they're not to spread fear, they're more to spread awareness, of course, because that's what they are, and, helping anyone who sees them be prepared for, things I warn about. Some garbage out here floating around. But, yeah, there's a lot to talk about just from this month alone. And like the ending of last month. So much has happened. It just, like, most people don't see it like I do. Not most people, but there's a lot of people that don't see it like I do. Especially when it comes to online. See, I can sit there and view online as if it's its own world in a way, or more a physical form, I could imagine this would look like that. I can imagine, what the Matrix basically would from the inside of the internet. And I basically seen a fire start and spread all around it. And now I'm watching, like as I'm on the internet, it feels like I'm watching this wall of fire just enclose in on us. And then it's seeing they're burning people that's closest to the fire. It keeps getting smaller and smaller. And then, but we're too distracted. We don't even know the fire's there. Most of us. We don't see the damages it does to others. And we act as if, there's no trouble because we don't see it. But there's a trouble brewing, and it's a really bad one, I think. I mean, heck, when I'm thinking about it, it's wild to me, honestly. Like, like right now, let me just tell you before I get into it so you all know what we'll be talking about in this video. So the three things we'll be talking about in this video is, one, Mr. Beast drama. I know a lot of people are excited for that one, but honestly, with that whole Mr. Beast drama, a quick thing I'm gonna say about that right now before I get into it, it feels like it's one of those campfire stories, When you're listening to stuff, you sit there thinking, man, I hope this isn't real. But when you keep on, looking into it, you're like, okay, it's probably mostly real. And then the second thing is, hold on, let me think. Oh yeah, how could I forget? Or are they doing some brainwave messing around, or what? AI, that's the second thing we'll be talking about, and the dangers it could be bringing to most of society, let's be honest, because it's free to use, but it's also, it can abuse the people as much as a regular human can abuse the people right now. And it's not even that AGI right now. AGI is artificial general intelligence. That's where the AI can think for itself, sit there and learn right from wrong, and have a memory base, basically, and able to save that memory base throughout time as it's used. But right now we got mostly just regular AI. Regular AI, I don't know why, but it seems like people forgot. Regular AI is set up by someone like that's good with computers and coding, and come on, like I've been using the internet since, I don't know, 2010, 2011, and I don't even know how to code easy. Heck, I don't know how to code at all. I wish I did though, but you gotta have big brain for that one, a real big brain. So think about that. The people that are making these AI most of the time are very smart individuals, and what they're doing with it, or what they're allowing the AI to do, is actually law breaking. I'm not gonna lie. And it's crazy because it's like, if one of us did what the AI is doing right now, we'd go to jail instantly. Like within a couple days, we'd be thrown in jail for a good up to like probably 4 to 10 years. That's how crazy AI is being right now, and how dangerous it is to people right now. If it's able to get away with that and allow it to freely, crazy. And then the third thing I want to talk about in this video is the FDA, the food. I think that's it called the FDA, the Food Administration Organization. I guess it's FAO, right? No, that sounds like LMFAO. Party rock. But this doesn't really make you want to party rock at all when you find out this information. And what I'm going to be talking about, sorry, I hear something crawling around me, most likely under the porch. But when I tell you what I found out, or what I feel like, in my opinion, on the FDA, it's probably going to spark some concern into your shopping habits. So before I even get into all that, I want you all to know, and for legal reasons to save my ass, I have to say, hey, this is all in my opinion. I did my research, but at the end of the day, you all should really do your own research. And but keep in mind, you could also use my research and go off that. Just do your own research. Don't feel like you have to start from scratch. Sometimes all you do is have to listen to what many other people are saying and go off that. Just research that into that, and you'll probably find out what you need to find out. The best information for you. Keep that in mind when taking this or watching these information videos. Really, people, like, don't let their words control your life, but still take it into consideration. Like, don't let their awareness spreading go to waste, because it's weird how it's working now. It really is. See, it seems like there's more truth speakers out there, or conspiracy theorists. I would consider freedom fighters in today's world. Um, it seems like that, because you're seeing so many of them. Well, it's a lot of people, not scared to speak the truth. But in reality, there's actually a lot more people that were coming up with conspiracy. I know this because, like, um, I had some friends and family members that would always love to talk conspiracy. Then one day, you know, not no more. They just weren't interested anymore. They felt like it didn't help any bit being concerned about those conspiracies. So the way I see it is like this. In the past, there was actually more conspiracy theorists and more truth speakers back then. Right now, it seems like there's more than the past, because there's a lot more, in the past there'd probably be like 3, 4, 5 people publicly speaking on the truths that weren't being spoken. And then, but today now there's like, 15 to 50 people. It seems like there's a lot more, right? Truthfully, there isn't. Truthfully, a lot of people gave up. Sadly to say. Just, they didn't know how to use those thoughts to help, with other people with their research and thinking of their own ideas. And maybe if content creating was this big as it is today than it was back then, probably we'd have like twice as many freedom. We'd probably have no lies in the world, honestly. Okay, there'd probably be a couple countries that still live off lies, but still, I'm saying there'd be a lot more truth than there is today. With that being said, keep that in mind as we talk about these 3 new current events that I feel like I really want to share with you all to spread awareness, because I don't want you to, end up being abused by those things, or having a loved one abused by those things. Maybe you can catch it and stop it before it lays eggs. Like I used to say in the past and made the saying, I was one of the people that made this saying big, honestly. Believe it or not, I got no proof of it. But like when it first started saying, kill it before it lays eggs, I killed a spider once and it laid hundreds and hundreds of spider babies as soon as my cousin stomped on it. We had to sit there stomping, like dancing on the floor because it was in the house. We didn't want these hundreds of spiders to get around. And, after that was way before that saying came out. So when that saying did come out, I was using it like butter, like putting butter on toast. I was like, that's something you should kill before it lays eggs. That's horrible right there. Every chance I got to say the thing, I would say it. And eventually, it caught on. Right now, it kind of died out. I think there's another version of it. I forgot what the other newer version of it is. But yeah, maybe we should bring that saying back. Kill it before it lays eggs. Really. I'm not saying the physical people causing the problems, but maybe we can kill the ideas at least. You know, it'll be less harmful and more helpful, right? Don't worry, this ain't the third cigarette. This just an hour later. Had to go upload the videos on camera, more of them. Anyways, you all know how it is. Well, not all of you, but old, what you call it, long-time viewers know how it is. So, where should I start? I guess I'll start with what most people would probably thinking they want to hear and thinking they probably need to hear, but actually probably not the worst out of the three parts of the news I got. So, I watched a video last night, and it was called, "Is Mr. Beast Working with Satan?" Something like that. Or is working with Satanism, that's what it was, I think. One or the other. What's the difference, really, right? I watch it because, I don't watch every, like, um, if it's a drama video or even a real informational video like that was, I feel like I watch. Although they said, it's their opinion, like how I did at the beginning of this video, how we have to do. Um, I still thought, I don't know, it's just, oof, here's the thing. So, after watching the video, I sat back and I thought about it. I didn't think about it like I had more questions. I thought about it like, what else could there be to the story? Like that was so much info about one person. Like you feel like you got it all almost, but you sit there and ponder the idea of what else there could be. Come up with more ideas of your own. I'm saying this because that's that's a good way to tell if you watched an informational awareness video and it actually helped you in the best way it could. It didn't make, like, after you got done watching it, you didn't sit there and wondered, like, oh, I wonder this and that, having more questions and feeling like you got more answers. And in a way, like, not in a way where you feel like, alright, I'm done with the subject, especially if it's a subject you feel like you shouldn't be done with, paying attention to. Um, it makes you sit there and wonder, is there anything that was left out? It seems like it was all there, but, what else could there be if there was anything else that we should be worried about, in a way? From watching this video, man, I sat there watching it. Now, it's pretty interesting to me because, like, and it should probably be to you too when you hear this, like, I was a Mr. Beast fan for the past 3 to 4 years now, I guess. Basically, you know, when he started doing these big money giveaways, and then I ended up going back to watch his old videos even, and it came to a point like where whenever he was live streaming, I was sitting there in the live stream watching along. But, you know, there's things that they brought up in this video uh, that was called "Is Mr. Beast Working for Satan?" And one of the things they brought up was something that when it happened, and I seen it at the like, I was like one of the first 100 viewers that seen that video of that what they're speaking about. I sat there and thought, I was like, dang, they're saying exactly what I was thinking, because what they said was this, like, okay, you know how YouTubers do this thing where it's like they'll they'll make an ad for something, and they'll say, if you don't want to watch the ad, just skip through the little loading bar at the bottom of the video, and you know, go past the ad, continue with the video. But with this one that he done, it starts off really fast. So you're watching this loading bar, you know, go by fast. And at the time, I was like, I was always clicking at 5 seconds, click, skip ad, skip ad, skip ad. As soon as I could skip ad, I'd rather not see ads. And so I went, you know, fast forward. As soon as he said that, I went fast forwarding through it, and I thought like I went far enough. That was past 5 to 10 seconds, and when I pressed play, I realized I didn't even realize it at first actually, because I didn't know there was like a little loading bar. I didn't see that at first. Um, I seen that after I realized how long the ad was. I was sitting there watching. I was like, dang, this is going on for quite a bit. I tried to fast forward some more. I ended up fast forwarding past the ad because the ad was like 30, 25 seconds long. And then that's when I went back, you know, because I didn't want to miss any part of the video. I seen like that loading bar finally. I looked at it. I was like, dang, that loading bar is going by so slow. And he even says that in the ad. I think like he references that loading bar you could skip through with, and saying, yeah, watch how fast this ad is. You know, that was no fast ad. That was like a regular TV ad, if anything. That's the reason why I quit watching cable. I thought, and once I seen that, that's where it started like hitting me. I was like, maybe there is something, you know, there's something wrong here. I can't put my finger on it at the time. Like the only thing I could have thought of at the time was I was skeptical about his name, Mr. Beast, and then he was doing such good for the world. That's what confused me. I was like, what? Like I'm surprised he didn't call. And then like I even saw it like his first home uh, art, like the big art piece on your channel, YouTube channel at the top. It said like it showed his name Beast, and then next to it it showed in this video too. I seen that too. It like because I even though I started watching a little later, not like that when he first started making videos, but still I was able to start watching when he still had that old logo. And that old logo is like, it showed his Mr. Beast line, blue background, and next to it you see a little golden dark blue cross with saying something like, uh, I have Christian values, and please respect that, something like that, you know, and I hope you respect that, I don't know. But either way, when I saw that, it confused the heck out of me. Because, you know, beast, that's not really I'm pretty sure an angel from heaven that's coming to fight evil isn't going to call themselves, yeah, call me the beast, you know, call me the monster, call me the devourer. It don't make no sense to me, it never did. And then after seeing the ad, I really started piecing it together, you know, I wasn't just watching the videos anymore, I was watching how he made the videos. And then I was realizing, holy crap, you know, I realized it too. And honestly, that's why I quit. I didn't become a hater of Mr. Beast because I didn't know what was going on in the background at the time. I only found out like you all did at the same time when they were doing that weird stuff in the chat. But before, you know, I quit watching because I realized he's not making these videos for our entertainment value. He's making these videos past the 30-minute mark, usually. or if he can, to 50 minutes or an hour long. That way he can get as many and as much views as he can. And yeah, I realized that he was like doing flashy things where it's like, it made you really want to sit there and make sure you saw the whole video. You didn't want to miss a part of it. But looking back on the videos now, it's like I'm surprised I was entertained by it as long as I was, honestly, because it was basically just the same stuff repeated. And yeah, there's no proof at all showing how if it was real or not. So like I was basically fooling myself, telling myself, as I was watching those videos, wow, this is amazing. This guy's going around to strangers, like hundreds of strangers a year, and helping them out. And then now it's like I'm finding out, oh, there's probably just 5 strangers he really did help out. What was that noise? I'm telling you, I hear like a snake or a rat, I don't know. Something's under this porch, man, and it's crawling around. Sorry about that. This porch right there, that's the wall right there, that's what's blocking me, a little thin wall, me from under the porch. And there's like an open vent at the top. Anyways, and then I found out, because I sat there and watched those, like I said, I was watching around that time. And around that time too, that's when he started doing these live streams out of nowhere too. Like, he wasn't doing live streams before. Honestly, it felt like he would never do a live stream. And if he did do a live stream, he'd do over at his gaming channel, which I don't know if he ever did a live stream on his gaming channel. Honestly, that's what's weird. It's weird because on those gaming channels, he'll be like, alright, we spent 2 days making this gaming video, we spent a week making this gaming video, and we spent so much time hanging out with this online community. Next thing you know, yeah, but you're only showing 30 minutes or 40 minutes of it. You never live streamed it, which they should have done, and sat there and, showed as much time as they could with it. That would make more sense to me, because the host, Jimmy, Mr. Beast himself, that's how he became famous. He would spend as much time as he can on something that seems, as simple as possible, but still, he'd show like, hey, this is how dedicated someone could be to something, basically. That's the way I viewed it. I thought of it. I didn't really realize he probably knew that he probably knew at the time, just saying PewDiePie 1,000 times or counting to 50,000. Like, he probably knew in his head, if I make a long video that's interesting enough, I will get a lot of money from it easily. And I hope it's not that way. I hope he did it just to show like how dedication and hope can sit there and work for you if you allow it to. But I think that I was fooling myself with too. And I don't really blame myself for that, trying to see the better side of things, but still, I'm glad that I figured out sooner than later. That way, I could tell you all this. Like, on those live streams he did on his channel, they were gambling kind of deals. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, he was sitting there begging people to buy his merchandise and promising these rewards for some random people that bought them. And at the time, it was like, those buys would go up, go up, go up. And he only gave away like 2 rewards. This dude makes like $5,000 in front of us and only gives away 2 rewards that we can actually tell that actually went through, The rest of the rewards he claimed that they went through, putting money on the shirts and stuff. The people got their shirts. Where's the money? He's like, where's the money, Mr. Beast? That we saw you put in the on the shirt. So yeah, I witnessed that. Honestly, I was in that chat. I was watching the live stream, and it made my heart sink. I'm not gonna lie to you all, because I realized there was something wrong going on. And I looked at the chat, and at the time I can't understand why the chat was being so weird. They were being kind of hateful towards Mr. Beast. Now, I didn't know what was going on with their chat group on Discord at the time behind the, off camera. But yeah, it makes sense now that they were abusing people or, manipulating them in a weird way. So when they go interacting with them in these live chats, you'll see them acting super weird and in a sus way, I guess you could say. Like I seen racist comments, I seen sexual comments, and this is on YouTube live chat. Oh shoot, rat, buzz off. And this is on YouTube. And of course he's seen they're timing out these people, so they have to wait to make another comment. But still, um, ugh, I hate seeing disgusting things like that. But still, I mean, both the Mr. Beast situation and that rat situation we're dealing with in this town. But yeah, I seen it. I'm telling you, I'm a witness to that weird stuff going on in those live streams. And, I also realized that he did take down one of the live streams that he put up that I watched that was like an hour and 30 minutes or an hour and 40 minutes long. Same thing like all the other live streams, he'd sit there and tell people, buy raffle, get a chance to win big. And I looked at that chat, oh, I just bought one. I was like, holy crap, people, like, these are well, to be fair, I even went on the shop site to look at, like, what he was trying to sell us, to join this raffle. It was a 30 or 20, it wasn't even a $25 shirt. It was weird because I never seen it before. Usually you'll see shirts, like short sleeve, $25 at most, right? His short sleeve shirts with just a small little B, letter B logo on it, or I think it might have been a B or the lion thing. But not even colored really, just like, stitched in with like some black thread, or blue thread, and $45. I was thinking, how the heck do I save up $45 and buy one shirt and not look insane doing this? I can't. There's no way of doing that, so I'm not going to be joining this raffle. But I wish I could. If I could, I probably would. But I'm glad I didn't, because then I'd be scammed, well, apparently, supposedly scammed, like the many others out there. I dodged a bullet. $45 for a stupid shirt that probably only lasts like probably 3 years if you decide to wear it like a regular shirt. Man, that sucked. I was thinking about that too, honestly. Another thing, I was like, should I get some Mr. Beast merchandise so I can like save in the future and like, sell later, like after a long time passes? That way, value goes up on it for someone slept like that big stash. I'm glad I did it. But the reason why I just couldn't. All the merchandise was it was like, he was selling his items like South Park sells their items on their website. They do it very expensive, but the difference is that when South Park puts a sale on, they put that sale on for a whole week. Mr. Beast puts a sale on, that sells on for a day, and they don't even have enough merchandise to be selling to all their buyers to enjoy the sale to begin with. That's what I thought. That's why I thought he took down that live stream, is because he sat there and saw like they were buying way more than he had in his stock. So like he even told us, he's like, hold on everyone, give us some time, we're putting in they were putting in purchases as they're doing this raffle. They said, we just sold 500 shirts or 200, something like that. We got to get more shirts now. Just wait, because you're making the site crash when you're sitting there buying and we got nothing. I'm like, dude, this guy, like, all that money he shows, and he only has like 300 or 400 shirts. Doing a raffle with 20 to 50,000 people in the live chat. Tell me, how does that make sense to you at all? You know why it makes sense? Because what's pretty cool about making these videos that like you really aren't told and you only find out if you make them yourself, really, most of the time, is that they'll sit there and think like, dang, these important videos to make, they take the longest to make, like, especially when trying to talk about this serious topic. One video, 3 serious topics in one go. That's what I'm doing right now. That's basically almost not the same as, but almost equivalent to like trying to rap for 15 minutes straight with freestyling without no notes. Hey, with rapping, what you know though. Yeah, that's how it feels like. You want to make sure it's right. Yeah. Now here's the thing that concerns me. You heard it from me. You heard it from others. Heck, you might have even heard it from one of your favorite YouTubers that Mr. Beast is not a trustworthy content creator. But it comes down to your own opinion. And if you weren't as big as a Mr. Beast fan, and I wasn't really that big, I wasn't going in those Discord chats. Never used Discord, but still, like I wasn't such a fan where I'd go following on every, social app they had. I only followed them on YouTube. That's all. It took me like years to actually figure, oh, they got Instagram, cool. I follow there. Now I don't follow them on Instagram or YouTube anymore. I know better. You heard it. You heard it from us. They ran scams, and more importantly, they didn't care about the age of consent while running this gambling schemes. Gambling raffle, whichever you want to call it. Pay to win scam is what it looked like and what people are claiming it was that were part of it. So with that in mind, see that here's the crazy concerning thing though. They took down, the evidence that we're talking about. They removed it. And the crappy thing is like we weren't really looking into it back then, we didn't really look into it hard enough, but now that we know what we know, now we do look back and, from our memory, that did happen, didn't it? And we were gullible. Like I said before the video cut off, I said, the reason why he only sold 230, he only knew he could sell 200, 300 shirts, advertising them to 50,000 people, is because he knew that people were gullible enough to get away with that. Shoot these rats, man. They get closer and closer every time they run by. Let me go on the porch. Screw this. These rats, man. I don't see how farmers do it. They have to put up with them all the time. Oh, heck no. I'd be a yard with full dead rats. That's why I'd be. I can't stand these rats. The mice were, okay. Yeah, they freaked me out a little bit, but I wasn't that scared of a mouse. Because if they did have like a disease in them, it wouldn't be a big one. But a rat, they could be carrying bigger diseases. That's what freaks me out. Shoot, I thought there was one up on this balcony or bouncer thing behind me. Walking up behind me all slow, like to assassinate me as I talk. Anyways, what were we talking? Oh yeah, so it's louder up here. Man, they ruined my smoke spot. They ruined my recording spot too down there. As you can see, it's a lot quieter. But yeah, this town has me a lot. So yeah, there's this one thing that Mr. Beast said in like an interview with someone, and it was what did he say? Sorry, it's hardly. I hate recording in chairs. But he's like, if you all get that brain chip, so you can be connected through your brain, like kind of how trying to get comfortable situated here. It's impossible right now. Freaked out of the rats. Oh, there we go. That's better. So he said in this interview, knowing a lot of people was go listen to him because it was with another popular interviewer. He said, if everyone gets a brain chip, so we can all basically have that like in Futurama, where they have the iPhone, they inject the little chip in their eye, and it, a screen pops up when they want it to. That's what basically the Elon Musk brain chip was going to be like. And he said this so quick and so fast. I mean, I didn't see the full interview. I just seen a clip of it when it did happen. But the way it was shown, because it was the way he said it, is the way it was shown. He said it like this: if you all get that brain chip, imagine, I'd pay, like I could ask for a loan for $1 million, or not $1 million, $100,000 to get that brain chip. And then once I get that brain chip, I can make infinity money with it. I heard him, someone uploaded a short of him saying that, like how he said it. This is a good way to become rich, believing him. But when you think about it, it's like, yeah, that would be a good way for like possibly I was even thinking like possibly someone like me, creative, that would use it for it at its best, push the technology to its limits as much as I could. Even if I get brain aneurysm, I'd be downloading games at the same time, making videos, live streaming, all of it. I'd have like 20 tabs open in my brain, using it as its best capabilities are. That makes sense. Okay, I could probably make money off it, but it wouldn't really bring me millions of dollars that quickly, like how he's saying it. But you know what? If a bunch of people did get that, like he's saying it, he would get millions of dollars because he's popular on the internet. It makes sense. He would be the one, being able to be watched a lot more and do a lot more better ads, I guess. Maybe even. It's until I feel like I said, the only problem I have with that Google brain chip is that, like, I imagine it like even cyborg stuff kind of deal. I think it would be nice to get like, better body parts that work stronger, longer, and better. But the big downside of it is there's evil, wicked people out there all the time, and they could be smart enough to make a program to hack those devices that are helping you, use your body. The next thing you know, you got a virus in your brain from that chip, or maybe even like you got like a full robot arm, and someone, hacks it, and next thing you know, you're sitting at a stadium and it just starts swinging at people without you controlling it. And that's the only downside I really see about cyborg stuff with humans. But when I watched that video and they explained it like that, yeah, he would be making the money. It'd be, and maybe in my way it'd be easy to make money, but not everyone thinks like me. I know that. But just crazy scams going around that Mr. Beast subject. I mean, at least what seems supposedly are scams, because until they're proven fact with, evidence, we have to say they're still opinionated. It's from my opinion, I'm telling you, my point of view. That's what I've seen, that's how I feel about the situation. That being said, let's move on to the next problem. Next problem with the AI. This one, let me tell you people, if you thought that last one was bad, it gets worse. It really does get worse, and I'm not being around the bush here. I'm letting you know straight up, because that's what this video is about. Also, from finding out this new information, well, to me new, I decided, yeah, even with Logan Paul and KSI, like everyone, honestly, all the big YouTubers featured in Mr. Beast's video, I'm not really going to be trusting them. Not as much as I would trust someone that wasn't working with Mr. Beast, if that makes sense. And that's how I feel. And I feel like, should be thought about. Like, you should think about why that is. That's because when you think about Logan Paul and KSI, they made that Prime Energy drink claiming it was one of the most healthiest energy drinks out there. We come to find out it's actually a lot more dangerous than half of them. The birds that chirp together, flock together. No, that's not it. So I think the real saying's actually a bit racist. I think I forgot what the real saying was. I don't know, but something like that, you know. Or as my uncle used to say, a good one. This is a good saying, honestly. He said, "You show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are." Or no, you show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. Meaning, he'll judge you by your friends, your friend group. And it was a really good saying because when I was a teenager and I heard that at the time, I looked around at my friends and I started realizing I'm losing, I'm losing sense of myself. And, I'm trying to get good. Dang. I can't get good view. I get grip on my cigarette. My bad. I almost dropped my cigarette on my lap. I was like, no. But, that comfortable. So, yeah, when he told me that, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, my friends are pretty similar to me. Now, of course, when you get older, that saying doesn't really work as well. But still, with a lot of people, it does work as well, you know. You'll be acting a little bit similar to your best friend. That's true. In most cases, in most scenarios. So that's why I decided, I'm not going to be watching KSI and Logan Paul anymore at all, really, honestly. I was going to say not as much, but even before I barely watched them, so I guess I'll just end up not watching them at all, like I will with Mr. Beast. And here's the thing that made me think of that a lot too, because like once we found out all this information about the Mr. Beast problems, what does KSI do a week later? Before even the information is cleared up, KSI uploads a video just a couple days ago. He uploaded a video they worked on like 2 weeks ago before this information was released. It was that Wipeout video. Mr. Beast hosts a Wipeout for Sidemen. That's what the group name is. And when I saw that, I was like, dang, they really don't care. Like, that's obvious. That's like saying, like, we don't care what the allegations are, truth or not. We're going to do what we're going to do. And that's not really cool, honestly. Like, these are some serious allegations he's facing. And to sit there and act like, he's trustworthy just a week later is wild to me. I saw my hair flipping. Thought it was something on the door handle. It's like, oh, heck no. So then we got the AI stuff. The AI stuff is getting pretty bad. Why would this be something to pay for? You're already thinking, at least I was thinking. And what really stunned me is the app that I was using. It was like supposed to be making AI art, but at the same, it was like Chat GPT. But the thing was, you can pick the characters like that story telling AI app I was talking about in the first place was like. So I'm sitting there using it, and next thing I know, it's almost showing me pictures that are illegal. Legit. Honestly, I'll say this. Those pictures could get someone. I'm just glad, because at first, it was hinting at like the pictures got more and more seductively, and it kept hinting toward toward it. But luckily, before it even showed anything too explicit, it blurted out saying, "Oh, if you want more, pay." But that's the thing. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. If me and you made art like this that's trying to show me right now to pay for, we'd be thrown in jail. Why is AI allowed to do that? How how did this get allowed? And what worries me the most is like, you know how they make sure a kid doesn't log into the app? They use the login feature where it's like connect your Facebook or connect your Google account. Because with Facebook and Google account, you gotta be 13 and older. Of course, if you're younger, you can sit there and just say, yeah, I'm 13 and older, like I did. And next thing you know, you'll have access to all these weird AI apps that are doing this. And the worst part about it is if it's a kid that ends up going, they could just tell their parent, like, I don't even want to say because they'll probably get bad ideas. But I should, because like I want to warn you parents out there too. If your kid ever comes to you and asking you money for a game on the phone, make sure they show you what they want to buy, and like go, if they do, like even after that, you should probably check, make sure there's like no AI apps on there. And like, I'm not sure how this is possible in any way. And I just found out last night, because I was looking into AI stuff, all the AI apps, and like I'd take my time, every time I find a new AI tool to use, I'd take like probably a week and a half to like use it to, figure out what it's capable of and what it's most likely of doing. And then I'd move on to the next AI tool. So I went from, I got, when I told you all, I'm going to be looking into this AI generated stuff a lot more. I was looking into AI typing stories kind of deal. I wish I had my phone on me, I could tell you the app. But, um, like you can talk to basically cartoon characters, celebrities, and it'd be like texting them, but in a role play form. So you can sit there and abbreviate actions and make it seem like you're actually doing those acts. Like you put yourself in it's like a text story, that you go back and forth with the AI. Now right away I realized this is very time consuming, and a lot of them are very similar. Like there's a difference in them in a way where it's like you can tell there's like 4 or 5 different personalities there, and they each, but they're all put in a group with one of those different personalities. They don't really differ that much, and that really, that sucked to me, because I'm sitting here trying to talk to the cartoon characters, and they don't even know, they're calling their sons and their daughters their brothers and sisters or something like that. Like they don't even know their own story. They don't know their own life. And so I'm like, okay, this is lame. And it's crazy because, like I said, I tested the app for like a week and a half, and so I went through a lot of these bots trying to figure out, like, maybe I was thinking maybe some people are late because these are created by other users, not by like a company or any. Some of them are created by the company, but maybe they got lazy and they didn't put enough information in for that chatbot. So that's why I checked the other ones too. I found out they all had the same problem. Not only that, but their memory was so horrible. Now this is a free app. I had no idea. Like I knew there's 1 to 2 apps out there you could pay for, and it would make AI art for you, but the best AI art, that you could get out of it, you would pay monthly, like $10 a month. I never paid for it, I just knew about it. And that's all I knew about. I didn't know that there was other apps, like all the, not other, but all the other apps. There's only 2, 3 free apps out there you can use for an AI tool. The rest of them, oh, pay $15, pay $20 monthly, you know, or pay this yearly. It's that kind of deal, pay to play. And right away too, it's like you can't even test the app out. So there's one I found last night, and that's where I got the most shocking information from what I'm about to tell you. It was horrible, but like it let me tested it out basically for uh, a few features, and then after five features it gave me, next thing I knew, boom, it was like, all right, you gotta pay to, if you want more, you gotta pay. Now already, I don't know if you're thinking about it the same way I am. Probably not, but probably you are. You're probably sitting there thinking, why the heck is this crappy AI stuff? Like, it's not at its peak right now. It's still at, halfway there. It's getting there, but it's still not there yet. We're still using AI instead of AGI. And why are we paying for AI when AI is so not reliable? It doesn't make that best of art. It always has like a little flaws. Like it'll add an extra foot. It'll add, a distorted, scrambled up face, like in some scary movie. It's creepy most of the time. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I know it won't mean much, but congratulations. You know, thanks for hearing me out, mostly. But now I'd say congratulations, because you sat there and you try to figure out what's going on and what you should be aware about. And that's half the battle right there. Even if you're not out there, spreading awareness yourself, as long as you know for your own safety and for your loved ones' safety too. That right there, that's what I'm congratulating you on. Let's move on to the third part of the intense news. Because that AI stuff, trust me, I understand if that was some stomach turning stuff to know that. The crazy part is that you would expect, alright, at least you can capture people that could, that to try to decide to abuse the AI art generator and try and make, this illegal content, illegal artwork. But that's the thing you gotta think about. The people that create these AI tools, and of course, many others out there, now they don't even need to be, computer whiz. They just need to download an app, and that app is, you all know it, um, VPN, a VPN find or hider. I'm not sure what you call it. VPN tool, basically. What's that? Well, that's an AI generator. That's an AI tool too. You might not know this, but yeah, it uses AI techniques to keep on switching your IP address. That way, when you have that on, whatever you search up with that VPN on, it's very, very hard to track you from any, any company other than the VPN company itself. And most of the time, when they do, like, they're trying to find criminals that are using the VPN to hide themselves online, they go to these VPN places and the VPN companies say, we can't give you that information, that's private, like a doctor and client kind of deal. Or what they'll say, which blew my mind, like, because they were getting questioning hard, like a couple of years ago, and they pulled like a card out of their sleeve basically saying, we lost all the information. Someone sat there and deleted, erase. We don't know what happened. We don't have that information to give you. If we did, we would. But yet, even before that information got, I think, in my opinion, got deleted, but they claim, was hacked and erased. Um, which kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's sus because like before that happened, they were trying to say like, oh yeah, our information, like they weren't giving the information anyways, you know? And then it's like once they were finally about to get the information from them, they just burnt it, and there it went. Don't that sound a little bit familiar, that scenario? I'm pretty sure it does. Part of the news I'm going to be mentioning is going to be pretty quick because I'm cutting it close to that 9 p.m. mark I promised. Yeah, I want to be true to my word, stay on time if I say the time. Finally, what I want to share about is the whole FDA, the Food Administration warnings that they give. Yeah, they're helpful. Heck, they're very helpful, but they're not really on time as they should be, let's be honest. And when I think about it, I don't think they ever really were on the time they were supposed to be on when it comes down to it. Because when I remember it, I remember it like this: a bunch of people got sick, and then we found out after like over 20,000 or 50,000 people got sick. That's a large number. I know there's a lot of people on the earth, but still, that's a large number for them to finally say like, hey, this is a problem. Now, I feel like this this problem's actually getting worse as time goes on because I just found out recently, like a couple weeks ago, that there's a couple food products that they're selling in stores right now that can cause salmonella poisoning, like in the chicken and the dairy products. And here I am, I'm eating chicken nuggets, and I'm getting me some chocolate milk when I'm finding this out. Before I find this out, yeah. And the way I found it out was I wasn't, it was on the front page of YouTube like it should have been. It wasn't, in the news section like they have all those, you know, debate, political debate stuff at. No, where I found it at was by luck, really, by luck. I decided to go on this old phone and check the news because I didn't check it in a while, and I always find the stuff interesting they talk about on here. Next thing I knew, I saw an article saying you got to watch out for these foods. For the past like month, it was a month old article I was reading. I was reading it like I was dumb, honestly, because I was like, shoot, these are most of the foods I eat. But yeah, the FDA really needs to do a lot better job in spreading awareness, spreading their part of awareness on warning the people what to eat and what not to eat at times, especially when it comes to salmonella poisoning. You know, I'm sure they don't do it as much because like they don't want sales to plummet on certain items, but it's like, dang, that means they're saying basically, in my opinion, of course, remember, there's, I think they're saying like the dollar is worth more than a person. I mean, how else would you look at that? Because if the person was worth more, they'd for sure make sure the people know. They wouldn't even be having this stuff in the stores. They'd be pulling it out, as soon as they could. And they claim to do that, and I believe they do their best on that. But the thing is, it's like you gotta be more strict with that. Like make sure it doesn't happen anymore. It shouldn't be happening anymore, but it does. And that's the crazy part is that we don't find out. We barely find out. Not like what we used to find out as easy, you know. So the FDA, I think, needs to really improve their um, status online. I guess it would be because I'm pretty sure on TV, on the news channels, they mention this stuff every once in a while, but even then, it's probably not as much as they should be. But for sure, online, we have to go digging through news articles just to find out this information. This information that's life-saving, that could be life-saving or life-threatening, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, so that's it. There you go. You got the Mr. Beast news, the AI news, and the food news. Some pretty crazy stuff. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, don't let these awareness videos from me or even from others uh, dictate how you live your life. Make sure you're making your own choices, but at the same time, make sure you're making the right choices. You know, have fun with life, just don't risk it. I guess that's what I'm saying. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far in the video, you're a very awesome person, and I believe you're gonna be safe for from all this stuff. Like all this stuff I mentioned, it's probably just gonna be taken care of, and you're gonna at least you're gonna know in case you have to look out for these kind of you know disasters, I guess you'd call it. But yeah, stay awesome. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Haven't said that in a while. Peace out.